Okay, welcome to another Shop Talk. Today I'm going to just talk about some of the angle grinder attachments I use. I've got another table build coming soon, and the last build I'll link to it. I've been shaping a lot of resin for the natural edges for the client, not sawing it square after the mold. And I've been playing around with different angle grinder attachments to get different finishes on the debarking, the shaping, dealing with resin and wood. Okay, so while you're doing this major shaping and removing of wood, material, resins, whatever, the one thing that is difficult is dust extraction. It's very difficult, if not impossible, to extract dust from an angle grinder. I've tried before setting up vacuums over it, but you're moving so quickly and around awkward areas, there's dust everywhere. As I said before, my preferred method is outside or with a fan blowing, but that's not always doable, and I've come across a really efficient and comfortable mask. And this mask is much lighter, it makes you breathe easier. It's just all round more comfortable to put on and off the way it clips. It doesn't keep knocking my earpods out my ears while I'm trying to buckle it on because it detaches at the bottom. It's from Titman Tools. I contacted them after I bought it. They're really kind. Thomas there, and he's given us a discount code. So stick around to the end. There'll be a discount code for all you subscribers for Titman. If you're using these carving discs, believe you me, you need to be wearing one of these all the time. We also had quite a big job locally, me and my son demolishing a fire escape. So we needed 125mm angle grinders. And next week, I'm going to do a little A/B comparison just for fun against the Milwaukee and the Festool. We ended up buying one of each. I think they've both got their merits for definite. So next week will be more on angle grinders and just that. And I really love using the angle grinder in woodwork. There's some amazing attachments you can get now. Way beyond just simply sticking some sandpaper on it or whatever. I'll show you the expensive options, which is the cut-saw discs that most of us know, and they are epic. They seem to last forever. But there are some cheaper options on Banggood. I've been testing them for about 2 weeks, and they're working really, really well, and they're like a third of the price. So these are the Banggood ones, and I've written on there just to keep it clear. They do everything from 30, 40, 60, 80 grit, and a 120. Now, I've done lots and lots of work with the 30 and the 40 and the 80, and they're really holding up well. If we compare that to, say, a cut-saw disc, these are much heavier, physically heavier, which is not a problem in a powered grinder, but in a battery angle grinder, this does take more battery power, makes them kind of a bit more unwieldy, but they do seem to last forever. But they're very, very coarse. Now, what I've found with these, and I'll show you a couple of clips. See? Now 60. She's getting quite nice now. Again, no real wear, it's the AT. Done about 2 or 3 with that. So this is the fine, the last one, 120, then I'll switch to sandpaper. But they're holding up really well, and they're actually really fun to use with an angle grinder. So these have been excellent. What I would say about this 120, you can see they're starting to get a burn. Now I don't know if you can clean that off, like the cut sole, burn it away. It still feels, it's got the same kind of grit. Maybe you can just put a blowtorch on it, I might try that later. But these other ones, 30, 40, 60 and 80, are superb, super fast, really lightweight in the angle grinder. So this is just a rough shaping, debarking for a window seat that I'm working on. I'll get on the sandpaper to finish this. Quite a lot of polishing and sanding on that edge, but for now, that's really through it. So you can see how cool they are. They're really good. I think they're about 30 quid. I'll put an affiliated link, so if you do buy anything off Banggood, I mean, I bought these, but if you buy anything off Banggood with my affiliated link, then it does help me a little bit on the channel. Cut-saw discs, I haven't got a link for those. You can Google it and find them. There's no question that these things are epic, but they're about 80 quid or whatever they are. So they're not cheap, but they are definitely worth having if you've got the budget for those. They're very good. But these are brilliant because they're very, very lightweight. They weigh nothing compared to the cut-saw disc. And they're fantastic in the battery grinder, so I highly recommend them. Now, for finishing some of the wood edges, so this is one I've just finished here. And the idea is the client really likes this natural finish, but we can't have too much loose bark because then the resin won't stick, or even if it's not going to have resin, just going to oil it, it's all going to flake off. It doesn't have to be for resin. So I use a brush machine. I'll show you a quick clip. I use a brush machine by Festool. Again, it's quite expensive. So I can keep a bit of the bark, but it feels really nice. I've been using this brush, like a nylon brush on here. And where I did need to cut it, I've managed to sort of burnish it in and out. If you feel it, it actually feels like the grain. And the coloration has come from just overstaying a little on the wheel. Just gives you that nice burnt effect, gives it an even. So there's a little light patch here. Brown effect, if you look there now, really warm, feels lovely. Then I'll just move over that lightly, and that will just smooth in the brown there, natural. Looking really good. I'm going to work on that little area there now. But I found another option, and it's this here. Now this is like a plasticky wheel. I think this is by 3M. I've got a link in the description to my little Amazon store. Again, if you buy it, you're just helping the channel. And this thing is wicked. It is wearing out, as you can see, but the finish is great. It's very, very light again, and that is key with these battery angle grinders to keep the weight down. So if you're doing kind of mild finishing of here like this, like that lovely kind of beach drift look, this wheel will do it for sure. If you're going to go in a bit harder, then there is a wire wheel. And again, it's in my Amazon store. I'll put a link. This is really good. Cheap option. You literally remove the nut off your angle grinder and you just push these straight onto your 14mm thread. Absolutely brilliant. I'll show you a couple of clips of those as well. What you can see here, if I've got this sort of, needs a bit of sort of debarking, or it's just the stuff under the bark. I'll just show you the finish. So obviously you can't touch that, but there's a feeling here that there's still got that bark effect, but all the loose brown stuff's gone. And here I had to cut the shelf to the template, but because I've used the same sanding wheel or plastic grinding wheel, I've got the same effect. So when I oil this will all blend in. So it's really useful. This very, very lightweight, really easy to use, and probably quicker than picking up a brush machine, to be honest. As you can imagine, working all day, carving wood, resin, sanding, when you're working with this sort of stuff here, you've got to polish this. There's a lot of dust, a lot of fine dust. And my preferred method this sort of time of year is to have a fan running, a large fan. Either do it at the door, the main door's open, or even outside. If it's a bit too sunny today and sometimes it's too wet. But that's a good method, just keeping the dust blown away from you. Quite comfortable. And I've been using these for years. This is the one I've been using. I think I bought mine at Screwfix. Changed it occasionally, changed the filters. It's okay, but I find it quite uncomfortable over a long period. And I was looking through Titman, you know I love their router bits. So looking through Titman, and I come across this. It was on the front page, new product. So I bought this, and it is absolutely incredible. It's so much lighter. The breathing on this seems to be so much freer. You don't feel so restricted. And the fit, it's just perfect. This is small medium, and it fits me absolutely perfect. It's like a million times better than this, much more comfortable. So I've been using it for about a week or so before I wanted to show you guys. It is really, really awesome. I don't think it's that expensive, but I spoke to Titman, Thomas at Titman, and they've put an offer on, which is really kind for all my subscribers. So I'll put a little link, Man of Wood, and you guys will get a discount. It's not for me to get money, it's just for you to get a discount. So if you want to go and get one of these, I think it's called a stealth mask. Absolutely killer, definitely worth having if you're working with resin or lots and lots of polishing and sanding. Really comfortable, really tight fit there as well. So it doesn't seem to steam up my glasses so much when I'm getting hot like this old one did, and it's much lighter. So check that out as well. If you're going to be using these discs, you definitely want some safety, some glasses as well, and that. Yeah, so really cool. Check it out. Man of Wood is the discount. I'll put it in the description, and go and get yourselves a bargain. So I hope you found that informative and enjoyed it. As always, thanks so much for your support. Please hit the like button if you like the video, that is, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I have to say a special thank you. Got some really nice new patrons this week. I really appreciate it. There's some great videos that I'm in the middle of editing, really in-depth stuff. And as you know, you guys are all on the Patreon site. If you want to email me, ask me questions, I can answer stuff on the Patreon page. So thank you so much for your support there as well. Until the next one, next week it's going to be these angle grinders. I've also got some gates that I've made. They're now up and running. One with only a domino, one with a traditional mortise and tenon. There's another one coming soon after that. So all that stuff's coming soon. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.